Oh, Billy.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I'm Matt. I've got a perspective on things.
And I'm Ray, and I have a perspective on things as well, man. COVID-19 is everywhere. It's everywhere. I don't know what's happening right now. I'm in an undisclosed location doing plausible foolishness, but I have an opinion on things, man. You ready to get going today?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Dude, I'm so jacked up. I'm so excited. I am so terrified, though. There's so much fear porn going on right now. I've got to protect myself from the fear porn that is out there in the world. But if you're on TikTok right now, head over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness to get this party started. And I cannot breathe, so I'm done with this crap. And let's get this party started, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That was dramatic. That looked good. See, I've got like 3 versions of my face right now. I look like a Hydra or something. It's kind of scary.
This is my going out mask.
You definitely need to put that on, man. So if you're following us, that is terrifying. That is a terrifying mask. And you'd be seeing that if you're at twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That'd be twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness to take a look at what's going on with us, man, over here at Plausible Foolishness. But we're 2 credulous rubes, one terrifying credulous rube right now with his mask on. That is terrifying, bro. And and we have opinions on things because guess what? We are from normal America. You know, we're just 2 normal, cisgendered male fathers that, love the truth, and we seek it every single day, man. That is terrifying. You are scaring the audience away. But it's amazing. Tons to talk about today, but before we get started, thank you so much for everybody that follows us on Patreon. We really appreciate it. A couple of you guys upped your Patreons. Thank you so much for the support. That really helps us out, especially Mr. Dusty. And we really appreciate you for doing your thing, Dusty, and helping us do our thing throughout COVID-19, which is all good in the hood, man. So we really appreciate you guys for doing that. And, yeah, man. The other thing, too, is thank you for everybody that's following us on TikTok. We've got 2 TikTok accounts. We have the Plausible Foolishness TikTok account as well as the Strong One. And they're currently sitting at 32,300 followers on TikTok, which is hilarious because we started TikTok as a joke last year. Remember that? We're like, we're going to switch to Twitch and TikTok and just see what happens. And we did that. And it
was the best moves we've made.
Hey, man, listen, it's not about, sometimes it's about being first, and we love it, man, and we love you guys for following us at TikTok. But if you really want the full show, if you want to see me and the mad scientist Matt on the same screen at the same time, doing our daily thing.
I wonder if we can say that we are the premier political talk show on Twitch.
We are the premier. We are the premier political talking talk show on twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, which is at the Twitch app. All you got to do is download that bad boy and check us out, man. But we are the premier channel, man, so it's a lot of fun. You excited, bro?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you guess. You sound a little down, man. You sound a little sad.
Well, I'm tired of not being able to do anything.
Yeah, I know. So what do you miss? What do you miss through this whole COVID-19 Tom Hanks Wuhan China flu thing? China.
Well, if I really think about it, I'm doing exactly what I did before. So I'm really not missing anything. But it's more the situation of being told that I can't do anything. The unconstitutional tyranny that we're living in.
Hey, man, we're getting a taste of tyranny, man. We're getting our 30-day free trial of tyranny and what communism will eventually look like. if we bend the knee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're getting a little taste test of that right now. So welcome, bro. You know what I mean? But you know what? I saw that. Here's the thing. What pisses me off is this. What I don't like is telling private business owners what they can and can't do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Telling any of us what we can or can't do. Suggestions are 100% a-okie day.
Yeah. Sure.
But the other stuff, there's no. We have the right to peaceably assemble.
Yep. Yep.
And that's not a right given to us by government. That was a right given to us by God.
It's true.
And the Constitution protects that right from the government. And the government was like, but emergency, so... And we're like, okay, show me that clause in the Constitution again?
Yeah.
Where was that? Oh, wait, it's not there. So...
Suspend your rights.
So cram
because of a sickness. Suspend it.
Yeah.
The
It's
Constitution
just
doesn't
temporary. Just like, the income tax.
Sure.
And the Patriot Act.
Sure.
We put a sunset clause in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. I think it's interesting to me how much we've bent the knee for the sake of, for the sake of quote unquote freedom. I think what Benjamin Franklin warned about this, like anyone that would sacrifice their liberty for safety deserves neither. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the situation that we're in right now. We are in a situation where we've done it again. And the problem is this. I would love to say that we're smarter than this, but we're not. Every single time that there is a quote-unquote threat that comes our way, we suspend all reason, all reality, just because, gosh forbid, we want to feel a little bit safer. We did this in 9/11. We suspended our privacy in the Patriot Act because, 16 box-cutting terrorists did some things, even though there was a lot of things, we've talked about ad nauseum on the show that kind of went crazy, but we have suspended reality. We've suspended the Constitution because of, and I'm not minimizing the deaths. Okay. I'm not.
Of course.
Here's my argument, and unfortunately it's going to piss people off, but that's why you're the plausible, I'm the foolishness, I'm here to piss off the masses, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but the problem is this, there are 50,000 people every single year, minimum, that die from the flu, every year in the United States of America. We have 47,000 additional 47,000 people that die every single year from the pneumonia. And the reality of the situation is, if we didn't have the hysteria of the media, guess what? These same deaths would be attributed to pneumonia and the flu. Okay, so it is what it is. This would just get washed into the numbers of what's going on. Because here's the thing that the mainstream media and the people that are sheeping hard right now for this entire situation is, spoiler alert, you are going to die. Sorry, didn't know if you knew that or not, but you're going to die. And your survivability rate is 0 in life. Fortunately, with COVID-19, it's 97%. It's a 97% not approval rating, of survival rating, and we've suspended everything for this. So, it is what it is, and I'll be honest with you, I'm sick of looking at computer screens, even though I'm doing it right now for you guys here at Plausible Foolishness, but it's a different kind of energy. It's not work. I'm not talking about freaking mutual funds and synchronized lending and synchronized loans and capital, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about like real things that are actually important, you know what I mean, in the scope of things. Shh, don't tell my overlords that. But, it is what it is. But, like, I really... It's amazing that we do this every single time. We did it for terrorism, which led into other bad decisions, which means we're going to go into the Middle East and try to liberate countries for the weapons of mass destruction. What is this decision going to lead to down the road? Now, I don't think that Trump is going to use this for full-scale tyranny, but let's get real with ourselves. What's going to happen when the next Democratic president gets in here? And that's not going to happen for a while because your boy, Bernie felt the burn today. So, excuse me, Plausible Foolishness, we would like to give a moment of silence for Vladimir Bernie. Bow your heads. Just kidding. He doesn't deserve that kind of respect, you freaking commie. But it is what it is. Bye, Bernie. Have fun, man. I'm so excited.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, Mr. Socialist Pie.
Which is the name of the show. Bye bye, this here socialist pie or guy.
Mr.
Oh, Mr. Socialist guy. But yeah, man, it's long story short is this communism. Here's the problem: is we have not dumbed ourselves down to the level yet where we honestly think that communism is going to work. It's going to take about 2 or 3 more generations. It's going to be, but the problem is this: is I think the deep state has forcibly they've screwed themselves over, Mr. Matt. And let me can I give you a thesis, the strong thesis?
Is this Is it
so here's here? Can you hear me?
Is it that? Is that what we're getting right now?
I'm going to get some thesis right now. Okay.
Oh, you can't hear. That's right.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah. So is this an X-Files moment?
This is an X-Files moment. Go ahead, hit him with it. Here is Uncle Ray Ray, the strong one's opinion.
That was perfect timing, by the way.
Huh?
Perfect timing, by the way. You nailed it. Before you start, though,
go ahead.
First of all, say hello from Florida, Drew. Thanks for tuning in.
Drew?
Drew
Yeah.
Jones up in the house.
Drew, what up, bro?
Also, Deep State had a message for us. Bernie's exit was a lot of work, but he got it done.
Attaboy Bernie, attaboy Deep State. That's crazy. But yeah, if you listen, you're missing on a golden commentary. You don't have to go over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. Watch me and the mad scientist Matt mix it up about the truth of what's going on in this world. This is where the Deep State messed up. So I'm gonna call out the Deep State right now. The problem is Deep State is, I get it. The globalist playbook is to isolate us and put us all in our homes and keep us there. Totally get it. This is the globalist playbook. The problem, though, is one of your fundamental tenets of taking over the country is suffering badly right now. And Matt, I think you're going to follow me on this. There's a little thing called the public education system that is getting exposed badly right now.
Oh,
so
sure.
Remember those teacher unions that you need so bad to protect the teachers that are doing such a good job?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're getting exposed really badly right now. At the end of the day,
You mean parents can see what their teachers are doing?
It's weird.
How well they teach?
You've locked us in a box and forced us to all look at screens, and guess what? Talentless schmuck Joe Blow teacher is getting exposed. So you've got parents, like, for example, I've heard this multiple times on these endless conference calls that I've been on with my JOB, but everybody's like, yeah, man, like, they say they're supposed to do an educational system plan, and they go on there for 5 minutes and do patty cake, and then they turn off. Or they do the drive-by. Have you seen the drive, what are they called, the parades? They've been doing the parades.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, guys. Hi. It's like, please, God, don't forget about us and realize that we're irrelevant. And the reality is they're getting exposed for the quality of teaching that they're doing. See, the reality is this, in my oldest daughter, who's 16, we were talking about this the other day, and she's like, I'm actually learning more, Dad, than I've ever learned before. And I was like, Bryn, really? Why are you learning? And she's like, yeah, normally when I go to school, I sit there and a teacher just monologues for 30 minutes. I get nothing out of it, learn nothing. And then my grades suffer. But she's like, my grades are kicking butt now because everything's online and I don't have to listen to a teacher. I literally just read what's going on, do the program.
No, but teachers change lives. We all have that teacher that was so awesome and that just changed our life forever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Right. So the power of education.
Do you have that teacher? Can you think of a teacher that was like that?
That changed my life?
Yeah, that just exposed you to something or other and, broadened your horizons and...
Yeah, his name was Jesus Christ of Nazareth. I remember that guy.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he hit him with that Jesus stuff! But, at the end of the day, like...
Do you see
there's a delay. There's a delay on the Twitch, so I'm watching myself do that ridiculousness. It's amazing.
Deep State says the teachers union exists solely for the benefits of the students.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's called
Mm-hmm.
liberal logic. But yeah, like
Do you remember back when Chris Christie was a rock star in the conservative movement before
uh,
he was exposed as just another deep state hack?
yeah, 100%.
But when he was actually taking on the teachers unions
Yeah, man.
and you could tell that like all he wanted was for them to pay just a little bit of their healthcare costs,
Sure.
and instead of doing that, the unions said no, we'll take the layoffs for the students.
Oh
You
my
know?
god. For the student.
For the students and the teachers. It was a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, here's the thing that's amazing to me is deep state. I get your game plan to take over the world, but if you isolate us and put us in boxes, and I get it, you're going to try to do statewide propaganda. That's the next phase. But the problem is in the interim, you should have had it prepared because you had COVID ready to go for us. You should have had the state sponsored brainwashing propaganda ready for the children as well. The problem is now parents, teachers, and students are all realizing how worthless teachers are. Not that all teachers are worthless, and again, I'm not being hyperbolic and saying every teacher in America is horrible, blah, 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 doesn't do their job.
There
There's
are
great,
some good teachers.
but
I remember a teacher that in college who gave me a real appreciation for the works of William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Now that didn't change my life, but I appreciate William Shakespeare more.
How is Shakespeare paid your bills today, Matt? How's that working out
Yeah,
for
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Shakespeare.
It was a very interesting class. Very interesting class. It has not affected my paycheck or my life in any way except to now have a better understanding of.
Yeah, but here's what blows me away. If you have, for example, one of my coworkers, he's pissed off at the teacher because his daughter goes to school all day, and all of her lessons are over. Only listen, 3 lessons for the whole week, and she gets done with them in 15 minutes. And I'm literally watching the liberal as the wheels are turning in his head. Okay, because conservatives have long figured this out a long time ago, but now we're thinking like, if all of her lessons are done 3 times in a week within 15 minutes, which is 45 minutes of work, what are they doing the rest of the time? And I couldn't help myself. I was trying to be professional, couldn't help myself, but I literally was like, babysit. Oh, excuse me. I am so sorry, man. And he started busting up laughing because he knows it's true. The reality of the situation is this. We have created the babysitting system while we send both parents off to work, so they have no control of their kids. So instead of actually learning reading, writing, and arithmetic, we're learning gender pronoun studies. We're learning William Shakespeare. Not saying that William Shakespeare is bad for all the theater nerds.
No,
I get it. All of our stories.
There's value to
Sure,
there's some value to that, but it's not market value.
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, how is it going to teach you? Like, especially the more that I'm like getting into the banking world.
It does expand your mind because you learn, this, your knowledge base grows.
Sure.
So there's something there, but it's not like a skill.
Yeah, but the question is,
it's not like you learned to weld and now you can have a career.
Sure, but like, how's Hamlet stop the coronavirus?
Yeah, exactly. I
mean, it's like, how has a fellow taught you to be a better father? I mean, did Romeo and Juliet teach you how to do your taxes? I mean, like, that's the reality of the situation. And now we have colleges that are getting exposed because now they're not giving their money back from room and board, which is ridiculous. Which is an absurd price.
Especially because we know that they all have crap tons of money.
Exactly.
So now they could afford to do that.
100%. And now we've got professors that have to put their lectures online, which means what's happening. The conservative red pill movement out there, we're waiting, just drooling to hear these lectures of higher learning to expose the liberal logic, because that's where it is, what permeates in college. But now it's boiling down into the high schools, middle schools, and elementaries, and you're realizing quickly, at the end of the day, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we ultimately pushing on our kids every single day? And could I really, I could, listen, just give me the curriculum, I could do this at home with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need you.
But socialization.
Socialization. Get us, do a sport. Go to church.
Sports. The playground. I'm a human being, and they would interact with me, and maybe they might learn how to be social creatures from me? Is that ridiculous?
Crazy. But you're kind of a nerd, though, so I mean...
That's true.
I'm a nerd, too. I'm guilty, man. I'm half nerd.
I want my daughter to love wrestling.
Amen.
And anime.
Okay.
And video games.
Sure.
And, I don't know, the Miami Hurricanes. Let's go.
By the way, did you see the shirt today?
Yeah, Dusty saw it, too. It made him sick to his stomach.
Catholics versus convicts, and I'm not a Catholic, and I don't endorse the Catholic Church. But anyways,
Baba Yaga says, expose the evilness of Notre Dame and the Fighting Islamics.
What did he say? Baba Yaga, I thought we were boys, man. I thought we were boys. And he's talking smack on my Notre Dame Fighting Irish? Are you kidding me?
Oh, dude. Yeah, he definitely doesn't like Notre Dame.
Yeah, listen, it's a love-hate relationship. You either love Notre Dame or you hate Notre Dame. There's no in between. It's kind of like...
I think the Hurricanes are kind of the same way.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. You either love them or you hate them, man. That's how it is. That's what plausible foolishness is. You either love the truth or you hate it and run from it. It is what it is. So, we're just truth tellers. That's what we do, bro. But anyways, man, what was I going to tell you?
Baba Yaga says, we are boys, but... ...
And listen, you're missing that. If you're on TikTok right now, you got to go to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. Thank you for everybody that's following on there. Thank you for everybody that's donating. But you got to head over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. And if you really love us, download that Twitch app. Make sure you follow us at Plausible Foolishness. You get the live feed of what's going on. We are the premier political show on TikTok right now. We're premier. We're on Twitch. Sorry, on Twitch. We are the premier show on Twitch for politics. From normal people, from credulous rubes, you got to head over there to be a part of it. And if you really like us, subscribe. Hit that freaking subscribe button. It's really simple. You hit the subscribe. Go ahead.
Definitely do that. Or, if you can't, we understand, but tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Show us some love. You know what I mean? Because we do the show every Wednesday for you because we love you and we want to inform you. You know what I mean? But bye-bye this here socialist guy. So see you, Bernie. We appreciate you. But Deep
Why
State,
did he stay so long, though?
Because he needed to get a fourth house.
Yeah,
because if you stay in the fight, you get more money, right?
So now we can write a book about this election cycle and the coronavirus and all that stuff, and then make millions off of that.
100%. So on TikTok, my buddy's like, we would love you to debate Chunk Uger. Here's the deal. The reality of this, all Chunk is going to say is, Google it! And then it's bullcrap! No, it's the problem is this is I posed a very simple question on my TikTok today. I'm just asking the Democrats a very simple question. Now that Bernie's out and your presumptive candidate is Joe Biden, if he makes it that far to that point, can you give me an actual definitive reason why you would vote for Joe Biden? And I told them, like, Orange Man bad doesn't count. So let's take away your Orange Man bad, Trump derangement syndrome, whatever it is. But now you've got to win on policy and reality. What exactly are you voting for Joe Biden for? Google it! Like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you why Whoopi Goldberg is voting for Joe Biden.
Whoopi?
Yeah, Whoopi. Oh, yeah.
From Sister Act? Whoopi?
Well, now from The View. She's a thought leader.
View.
She's a thought leader. Her opinion...
Time out. You know, on Hulu, they label that as a news program.
Yeah, I mean it is. Well, I mean, just look at this. Look at this. Look at this just incisive, insight into the current state of things.
Yeah.
Dr. Jill becomes a Surgeon General. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
From the
Joe Biden's
View
wife,
side.
he would never do, but she's a hell of a doctor. She's an amazing doctor.
She's a doctor and yeah.
I could be wrong. I thought she was.
Yeah, I think she's a teacher, but my.
Embarrassing.
Slightly. I mean, some might say that's incredibly embarrassing.
Like the other hosts are telling her that, I mean, she's a teacher, but they just don't know what to say to her because her remark is so. It's not just stupid, Like, obviously, it's ignorant of, she has a PhD. Jill Biden has a PhD in education. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's a teacher. She's not a doctor. She shouldn't be the Surgeon General like Whoopi stated. But it's not just that it's ignorant. It's like she's so confident and amazing. She's a fantastic doctor, an amazing doctor. She says. How does she know that? How does she like? She's so convinced that because Jill Biden is Joe Biden's wife,
Yeah.
and they both have a D next to their name,
Yeah.
that the fact that she's heard that she's a doctor means that she's an amazing doctor, fantastic doctor, should be Surgeon General.
But if you have a D in front of your name, that means you're delightful and degreed. And that's what makes you
Degreed is a good one.
degreed.
Yes.
And
You've
we know what R
you've
stands for.
gotten the system's stamp of approval.
Yes, the system likes you because you have right think and you have a D in front of your name. Whereas Republican, we all know that the R doesn't stand for Republican, it stands for racist.
Yeah, that's true. Also, retarded.
Oh, you can't say that word.
That's why I said it
People will
softly.
be triggered if you say the word retarded.
That's why
You
I
can't
said
say that.
it. I said it softly.
You said what?
But it was okay. We were talking about Republicans, so.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So if we call Republicans that, it's all good. You know what I mean? So interesting. But it's amazing to me, this whole scenario with Biden. There's so many facets. One, if you're a Bernie bro at this point, how do you justify pulling the lever for Joe Biden? Like, just explain that decision to me. Explain looking at a clearly old, not with it guy who can't put sentences together, and explain to me how in the world you're going to pull the trigger for this guy. Like, get rid of the orange man bad, get rid of the Trump derangement syndrome for 2 seconds. So actually sell me on Joe Biden. Just sell me on the idea that I need to pull the lever for Joe Biden. I'm a registered Democrat. That's no bullcrap. I still am a registered Democrat. I will stay that way for a long time just to spite the system since my conversion. You know what I mean? I once was Saul. Now I'm Paul. You know what I mean? It happens to the best of us. Does that make sense? Listen, these gospel references are rocking today. But you know what I mean? But the reality is this. Please explain that to me. Now, secondly, if you get over the policy deal, how do you justify the clear loss of thought process? How do you get over the fact that the guy cannot say that we were all created in the image of God? Well, wait, you know how it goes.
Yeah.
How do you get through that?
Well, the question is, did he say that because he didn't want to say that we were, created equal, or because he couldn't remember what the next words in the line were?
Hey, if you're on TikTok right now,
a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
If you're on TikTok right now and I see a bunch of you asking where the channel is, go to Twitch, download the Twitch app either on your computer or on your mobile device, and go to Plausible Foolishness. Plausible Foolishness. So it's twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. What's up with Deep State?
Biden is an expert in Ukraine relations. Please acknowledge that. That is true. And China relations. Relations.
Listen, Biden...
Hunter Biden's firm made a lot of money in China.
Crazy.
After Sleepy Joe went there for a visit.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Yeah, so you know what? I'll give him props. Listen, Biden is a master of Chinese politics. Clearly, he's good at getting his son a lot of money from China and bending the knee. And he's a master of Ukraine politics because he's making guap off of Ukraine. You know what I mean? So
You
it's all
love that
good.
word, don't you?
Guap,
Yeah,
guapping it up because it's close to guac. You feel me?
I hate
Little
guac.
guacamole. What
Guacamole
is wrong
is
with you, bro?
disgusting.
How do you not like guacamole? How do you
Okay,
not
so
like guacamole?
let's examine what is in guacamole
Avocado,
and
pico de gallo,
which is made up of
vegetables,
onions,
Onion, yeah.
peppers,
yeah, vegetables.
all
Yeah.
the things that I hate. It's made up of everything that I hate.
But I don't think you understand. Okay, it's guacamole. It's delicioso.
It is not delicioso.
Stop being a gringo. Stop being a gringo.
Listen,
Okay.
I like my tacos. I like my sour cream. I don't like vegetables. Here's an interesting thing. My wife and I used to eat broccoli all the time.
Yeah.
All
Sorry
the
about
time.
that.
I love it. I loved it with butter. Delicious. We've been doing carnivore a lot, but like lately, you know, because the scarcity of resources, we had to adjust our diet slightly.
Okay.
And I took a bite of broccoli and I was like, "This is disgusting.
Yeah, I
I
could have told
can't
you that.
eat this anymore."
I know.
I used to love this, and now it's just gross. My taste for vegetables is just gone forever.
That's how I feel about the Democratic Party. I used to love the Democratic Party,
Yeah.
and now my love for it is gone. It's disgusting. It's abhorrent. I can't do it anymore,
You
man.
got that meat. You got that delicious steak.
Plausible Foolishness, guys. Go to Plausible Foolishness at twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, or go to the Twitch app and download Plausible Foolishness. Make sure you go follow. You got to for sure follow because that's freaking free. And if you really like us and want to support us, hit that subscribe button. Sorry, I'm doing double duty, man. The COVID-19 got me, bro. You know what I mean?
I think
I'm just trying to put help.
I think actually we're gonna get more conversions because they can't hear me.
Yeah, it's true. Well, they can hear you because I have you right next. I have the phone right next to you, but they can't
But it's
see
not
you.
the same. It
It's not
doesn't
the
transfer the same.
It's not. It is not the same, man. You know what I mean? So it is
That's
what
what
it
we've
is.
been saying all along.
I feel you. Listen. You're preaching to the choir, bro. I'm 49% of this operation. Okay,
Nope.
49%.
I know.
But yeah, man. Yeah. So okay. So now we got bye this here socialist guy. We've got really no principles to actually vote for Joe Biden other than his masterful ability to get money out of China and Ukraine for himself. Dementia, clearly. But then the problem is this that I'm struggling with in this whole scenario. Okay. So obviously people are going to shill out to him and they're going to look it's going to look ridiculous if you're actually advocating for Donald or for good old Joe Biden. And it's going to get ridiculous.
Wait.
Whoa.
Deep State is a real American.
Shut up.
Thanks for the song.
Yes, Deep State. Thanks, Deep State.
I mean, that sentence almost felt disgusting to say. Deep State is a real American.
Dude, it's because Deep State's controlled opposition, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
He's controlled opposition. He has to keep us going as the controlled opposition because you know that we're Russian plants, right?
Yeah, duh.
All the liberal logic, the same people that believe the China hoax, the same people that believe that Brett Kavanaugh was a serial gang rapist, the same people that believe that Mueller was going to defeat us, the same people that said Ukraine was going to get us, and the same people that said the entire world was going to end due to coronavirus will probably think that. What did Deep State say?
I did not subscribe. My bad.
Thank you for not
Technical
subscribing.
glitch.
Appreciate it, man.
Technical glitch.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, it's so crazy, man. But yeah, 100%. I think the other thing too is this. Let's see. Fathers of Fathers makes a good point here. Here's the problem: is this at this point in the election, two things can be true at the same time. One, It is very Baba Yaga. Did he jump up on us?
Yeah, Baba Yaga just
Thanks, Baba.
subscribe. Appreciate you
Real
guys.
Americans. Subscriptions, man. If you're not on twitch.tv/plausible foolishness, you're missing out on the madness that's going on right
I think
now.
they just don't want to hear what you have to say.
What? Could be true. It's plausible and foolish at the same time. Now, here's the thing, though. Okay, two things can be true at the same time. One, well, let me say this. This is going to be a landslide victory, but we still have to go out and vote. Okay? Trump doesn't vote himself in, despite what liberals think. Okay? Like, there are people out there that actually voted for Donald Trump the first time and will be voting again. Okay? I don't think that people are going to register how many people are going to vote for him again. So, for example, for the sake of the show, we talk about this all the time. On this show, there are two guys that do this show. Okay? Last election, one of us voted for Trump and one of us did not. Okay? This time, I know I'm voting for Trump again. What do you say, Big Matt?
Definitely, 100%.
Okay, so now we've got a 50% surge. Now, if you go across the board of conservatives, libertarians, Republicans, that probably was the same thing. People were like, "Oh, Trump's vile," and I turned my nose up against Donald Trump. Now, I'm not saying that Matt did this. Matt had principled ideas why he was not voting for Trump because he didn't know the future that was going to happen with Donald Trump, okay? And that's okay. But he knows the history now, so it's a different story. So you have that element. We can't not show up to vote for Trump, okay? That's true. The flip side, though, is this. It is hilarious that people are holding on to this idea that Trump's going to struggle to win this. The moment that those two debate, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, how do I say this nicely? What's the worst horror film you've ever seen, Matt? Worst horror film.
When you say worst, do you mean scariest or just bad acting?
What was the one was the most terrifying, hopeless one you've ever seen?
The Ring gave me the most chills. I don't watch a ton of horror, but The Ring was probably.
Everybody dies in The Ring, man. Everybody dies.
About. And the whole time you're at the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? The Ring's about to happen to Joe Biden. Everybody's going down, and you're not winning. So it is what that dude on TikTok just said. House of 1,000 Corpses. I mean, everybody.
God, that's the worst movie ever.
Dude, Saw. Have you ever seen Saw?
Saw is a fantastic movie. I mean, like, I hate House of 1,000 Corpses.
He hates. Listen, that movie. He hates it. I'm sorry.
I hate that movie. It's, but there's, yeah.
Listen, it's not good. But I just don't think. I don't think people realize.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Dusty says.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, what a ridiculous movie.
The scariest movie I've ever seen was Event Horizon. Have you seen that one before?
I've heard good things about that one, yeah.
Bro, terrifying. That is one of the scariest movies, and you got freaking Morpheus in it, and you got the dude from Jurassic Park in it. So it's phenomenal. The main guy from Jurassic Park's in it. I always forget that actor's name, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Alan, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, terrifying. Terrifying.
Pauly DG says The Exorcist.
Yeah.
But anything involving demonic possession is...
Yeah, I can't do it.
It's too real, man. I mean, I watch it, but...
Yeah.
But
yeah, man.
You're left with the heebie-jeebies because you know it's for real.
You know, it's real. Well, yeah, anything demonic and hell related is especially terrifying because it's real. You know, so when you're dealing with that like goes to your soul because, you know, if you don't know Christ, if you've not put your faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, that is the eventuality that is about to happen, you know. So I encourage all of our followers on TikTok or twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. Put your faith and trust in Christ Jesus and turn from your sins, man. And you don't have to experience that craziness. So, you know, follow Jesus. It's the way. But, you know, the thing is this, I don't think that the Democrats are ready for the horror house that's about to happen to them. Yeah. Because the problem is this, what have they run on? What have they accomplished in the last 2 years since the 2018 election?
Nothing.
They accomplished an impeachment that got overturned by the Senate And if we don't start seeing those those stimulus checks, okay. And again, I'm not.
Yeah, Dusty said he just paid every American to vote for him.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to attribute that stimulus check to AOC. They're not going to attribute that stimulus check to Nancy Pelosi.
Mm-mm.
They're not going to attribute that.
They're going to remember that Pelosi blocked it 2 times,
Yep.
whatever.
Yep, 2 times.
Bobby the Bull says hello from TikTok. Welcome
Dude.
to the Rube Empire. Come on, give us that follow.
Give us a follow, Bobby, and if you really like it, and if it feels really, really good, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know it feels good. You might as well just do it.
We'll make it feel good. We'll make it feel real good.
Real good. When did we get so creepy? When did we get so creepy?
Well, ever since we got the no square music.
Oh, that's for you, Dusty. Oh yeah, it's funny. It's but the thing is, this is like, to a lot of people's points, the left has the memory of a fish, so they'll forget that, and they'll try to spin it. But the problem is this: you're going to have Trump on the bully pulpit debating Joe Biden, who doesn't know what's going on, hammering home what Trump's accomplished in the last 4 years, plus the stimulus package. I mean, it's a slam dunk. The only person that possibly could have given him a little bit of trouble would have been Bernie Sanders, because at least he could put up a fight with his stupid ideas that would be soundly rejected by the American people. The problem, though, is what does Biden have to run on? Vote for Obama and we'll bring good things back to the Senate. I mean, that's literally what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, that is going to happen, and Trump is going to look at him and be
he
like,
has the Obama record, which nobody's happy with which stands in stark comparison to the past 3 years, minus
100%.
the last 6 weeks, and which everybody understands is not entirely in Trump's control.
Yeah, but bro, listen, bro. Like, you got to understand, the whole country hates Trump because of coronavirus, okay? Because of China. He's a racist. China.
No, I don't think you understand. I don't think you have your finger on the pulse of America.
What are you talking about? I have the pulse all day, man.
No.
I got the pulse. No?
Well, no, you're touching the inner thigh. It's not there. Actually, you probably can get a...
Oh, yeah. Funny, man. I'm checking out the chat. Let's see if this works, man. Did that work? Can you see me?
What?
I tried to do the chat on Plausible Foolishness real quick. Yes.
Yes,
right,
Polly DG. Welcome to the Rube Empire.
Polly DG. Oh, baby. Now, Polly DG, give it about 5 minutes. And if it feels really good, I mean, really, really good, go ahead and give us that subscribe. Oh, man. You know what's funny is now I can combat Dusty on this bad boy, man. Oh, my goodness. Crazy, man. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. But anyways, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I'm confused at the Democratic stance right now and platform. I'm kind of confused on where they're going, what they hope to accomplish. I just don't. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just thinking with a brain, but I just don't see it happening for them. But it is what it is, man. So, but if you have a half working brain, you can head over to Twitch. Download the Twitch app right now. Go to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness if you're using the internet, and follow the Rubes here, the Rube Empire at Plausible Foolishness right now. What's up? Talk to me, man.
No, they're all talking in the chat. It's good times.
Bro, listen, do I got to jump on this chat and regulate some people?
Oh,
Woo-woo.
I was listening to Glenn Beck today.
Who?
Glenn Beck.
Who?
Glenn Beck?
Oh, yeah, man. I got you.
Yeah.
Hey, Glenn, if you're watching, give us the call up. We're ready to go. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
So he had the youth director for the Biden campaign on.
Ooh, youth.
As played by Stuber here. And they've created a website called.
Okay.
Let me see if I can get the name right.
Oh, good old Stu. I want to see what Stu has to say.
It's hey, let me.
Hey, while you're waiting, Father of Fathers brings up a good point on TikTok. What's going on with Nancy Pelosi and her ripping up the speech? And the funny thing is this: how many times do you think we're going to see that played during the campaign?
I know where I can find it.
You know what I mean? Like how many times are we going to watch Nancy Pelosi ripping up the speech during the campaign? I am very excited to see that, but maybe that's just because I despise liberal logic. What you got, bro?
Well, apparently, Trump says he will look at pardoning Tiger King's Joe Exotic.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god!
If Trump pardons Joe Exotic, landslide victory, landslide victory.
Right.
And if he opens up a case against Carol Baskin, over, done. Like what liberal could resist that? A liberal can't resist that trash. Come on, bro. That darn Carol Baskins. Have you seen that yet, Matt? Have you seen that show?
I'm not gonna watch that show.
Dude, bro.
It's called okay. The website is BidenLovesTheYoung.org.
Biden loves the young. Well, he does.
Yeah. Well, this is the youth director of his campaign, so.
BidenLovesTheYoung.com.
.org.
.org. Okay, sorry. Biden loves
Putting
the
it in
org.
the chat
.org.
right now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
but
fantastic.
Isn't that a principal tenet of being a liberal, though? Is child molestation? Isn't that what a normal liberal does? Aren't they about that life, or is that too far?
Well,
Did I
they're
take it too
definitely
far?
about. They're definitely at the very least about the people that are about that life.
Oh yeah, they defend
Because
the
they're
people
about people. You know?
that molest little kids. Like Jeffrey Epstein until they killed him.
Well, are kids really people yet? Are
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Really people?
Exactly.
Are they productive members of society yet? I don't
Of
think
course.
so. And that
Of
means
course
that they're
not.
not people.
I mean, listen. After they're born, just kill them outside the womb. I mean, that's the liberal way of doing things, right? Isn't that what they're supposed to do? Anyways, it's crazy. But here's my question, Matt. I mean, honest analysis about this whole situation. Is it possible for Trump to screw it up at this point by November?
Is it possible?
Is it possible? Is it
what?
possible for him to screw up this landslide domination that's about to happen?
For Trump to do that?
Yes, for Trump. Can Trump possibly screw this up? That's the honest question that I have.
I mean, it would have to be something. It would have to be something rather extreme, I'd say.
Okay.
I mean, like, really, really, really big. Because most of what we know, most of it is already baked into him,
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have to be something crazy,
So he would have to act completely out of character
Yeah.
to really screw this thing up. I mean, honestly, at this point, I mean, what's up? What do they say?
Deep State, there's on the website BidenLovesTheYoung.org, there's a $20 student discount to Planned Parenthood on that site. This is a valuable service to our youth.
Oh my gosh!
It's a fake ad, but
okay, good. Okay,
Yeah.
But that's plausible. That's plausible.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the most important thing you can do for women's health is murder a baby. So it is what it is. It's crazy, man. But I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. Just looking at what's going on in the climate of what's going on in America, I just don't. I don't think the media, the left, Democrats, the people that are voting for Biden, can't see the inevitability. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about Thanos inevitability. I'm talking about the inevitability. Like it is over. Like it's little kid attacking their father inevitable. Like, it's not going to end well. So when do they start conceding and try to mitigate the damage that's about to happen? Like, when do they say, hey, listen, we're going a little too crazy over the edge here, and say, you know what, we are going to try to work with this guy, work with this president, so we don't look like complete asshats at this point. Does that make sense? Sorry, I had to say asshat because Chris Jericho, so I had to do it. Donkey headwear. That's what it is. It's donkey headwear. Donkey headgear. You know what I mean? What do you think? I mean, do they, or are they just that naive that they keep playing this game? You know what I'm saying? I mean, at this point,
I think so I think it's one of two things. They either it's a combination of things. Yes, they're out of touch completely.
yes,
They're so bought and sold on social justice
yeah,
and intersectionality and all that complete madness.
which has been rendered useless based on the crisis they've drummed up with, Corona. But keep going.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Like, nobody cares about social justice right now.
no. It's completely useless, and they keep trying to paint these victimhood situations in this climate, like what was that? We were talking about Bad Robot, which is J.J. Abrams' production company, tweeted out something that they have since deleted in support of LGBTQ, claiming that the LGBTQ plus community is while we're all dealing with coronavirus, they're more adversely affected by it.
So
How?
Yeah, exactly.
How?
Well, the other claim
because
was,
is it because they're just sick animals who can't stay away from each other or something? I mean, what are you saying there?
yeah. Well, what's your view? I mean, here's the thing: is this? So they did that with the LGBTQ community. They make up that bogus bullcrap.
Yeah, and
They also said that women are they're affected by coronavirus more than men, which actually came out to be completely false. Like, more men are getting corona than women.
interesting.
Period.
But I mean, they did have I did hear a point in that women make up most of the healthcare industry,
Okay,
or the majority of the healthcare industry.
but the majority of people getting this disease, men are. I mean,
Yeah,
sorry.
sure. No. I'm just saying, like, they're exposed to it more because they're more often nurses and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then that just blows up the whole women in STEM field, even though they don't include the healthcare industry in STEM. We're watching all of these women in doing science and technology and medicine.
In the STEM field.
And whether or not we know it's the STEM, whether or not they included in the STEM field, we all know it's part of STEM.
Yes.
And
Medicine.
and they and there they are, disproportionately working in that field, and is that a bad thing or a good thing? I can't tell
Get
anymore.
figured out. Well, it's because and did you see CNN jump the shark that Corona's affecting minorities more than white people too? Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen all of that crap. It's just ludicrous.
So if you've been told to stay home because of Tom Hanks disease, and we're staying at home because of Tom Hanks disease, and you're watching the media try to attribute Orange Man bad and all white people bad because of LGBTQ, women, and minority issues, you're starting to increasingly, and the numbers are showing this, completely lose faith in the media. So the narrative is getting pumped out for all this victimhood, but the problem is this: there are a bunch of white people dying from this. There's a bunch of black people dying from this. This viruses, like crazy, don't give a crap what your melanin count is or who you're in bed with. It's weird. It doesn't care.
That's so weird.
It doesn't care.
But to go back to your question about how do they not understand, just think about how disconnected from reality they are to believe this social justice nonsense.
Well, that's true.
So of course they're disconnected from reality in what other people believe. They think that they have the moral high ground.
No, not even close.
Yeah, they're not even close. They think they have the moral high ground, and they think naturally people will come flocking to them. It's why they don't understand why Trump won.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the crazy thing is this: is if you're a lefty and a liberal, are you not watching the walk away movement? Are you not watching Blexit? Are you not watching? I've seen a lot of LGBTQ people on TikTok saying, "Dude, I'm going Republican. Screw this crap." You know what I mean? Like, and what's amazing to me is what's up? What they say?
That one USMC vet guy, racist, sexist, homophobic viruses.
Exactly, exactly.
It's brutal.
And their only evidence to this is don't call it the China flu. China.
Yeah. It's racist to call it the Chinese flu.
China.
Dozens of reports of Asian Americans being assaulted.
Where?
Exactly.
Every time that they say that Asians are being attacked because of this, I look at the sites and they're like attacks from 4 years ago, from random encounters. It has nothing to do with China.
And who's stupid enough to attack an Asian person? They all know Kung Fu.
That's racist. You jerk. Can't believe you say that. Racist. I mock their cries for help. But anyways, I don't know, man. I think it's I think a lot of things are being exposed. I think that I think the Biden supporters are being exposed because how do you support the situation? You know, you got people like Alyssa Milano. I don't know if you saw the Melissa Milano, who got woefully quiet when the allegations against Joe Biden pop up.
That's so weird. And that other chick, the bald head, she shaved her head to be edgy now.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't get work anymore.
Rose
McGowan. She hadn't said anything either.
Well, she called out. She actually called out Alyssa Milano. She called her out for being a fake. She's like, "Wait a minute, you literally trampled all over Trump. You sat right behind Trump or Kavanaugh."
Did she really?
Kavanaugh. She did. I looked at that up today. But she called her out for this, like, you're full of crap and you've ruined the Me Too movement because you're the one that said that all women need to believe, but you're not believing the woman in this case, which is completely hypocritical.
Interesting. I haven't heard anything about that.
It was hilarious.
Not even from our media.
Yeah, dude. No, it was interesting.
Okay, well, then I take back that remarch. And,
Tim Pool did it because Tim Pool cares about that crap, man.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about he's such a lefty. He's just the problem is he's converting very slowly to the conservative side. He just doesn't like it.
Yeah. He gave his. I was listening to a clip of him on Joe Rogan, and he was given his reasons for why he supports a progressive tax system, and he just thinks that there needs to be more brackets. And it was because he thinks that over time, free market, laissez-faire capitalism, as he calls it, slowly tends to a more oligarchish whatever, where where eventually corporations will emerge that have so much power and whatnot, right? And so this a progressive tax system keeps the power that comes from money more evenly distributed amongst the people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And I was like, no.
Yeah.
The reason why you get oligarchs is because they get in bed with corrupt government and close the doors behind them so that they don't ever have competition.
100%.
And you want to give that corrupt government more money.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. That makes zero sense.
That money is just going to go back to the oligarch companies.
100%. 100%. Hey, we got a couple questions on TikTok. What's going on? Hey, go to Twitch. If you go to twitch.com, and search Plausible Foolishness, that is my podcast.
Twitch.tv.
Sorry, twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. If you download the app, just search for Plausible Foolishness. We are the white mic that's heading down from the ground. Oh, I said white. People are going to freak out. He said a white mic. Anyways,
a phallic symbol and a racist symbol. Gosh.
Oh my goodness, a phallic white symbol. Oh my goodness. It's like you said, what power? Just kidding. That's not even close. But anyways, go to twitch.tv/plausible foolishness. That is me and the mad scientist, Big Matt's podcast. We're two credulous rubes from normal America that have opinions on things, and we do it. We execute it well. We're the excellence of executions. We are literally Bret Hart. Okay, we are the premier Twitch. What was it? We're the premier Twitch political site, and we're expanding faster than the universe. So head over there right now if you want to see the full show. Like, subscribe, and share. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anyways, man. John B said, I thought mics were black. No, this one's white. Racism! The patriarchy! But anyways, but yeah, dude, it's... Yeah, so there's so many things are being exposed, right? Bye. This here socialist guy has exposed a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's exposed the Me Too movement for what it actually is, which is just a power grab for whoever they want to deem right. And educational systems being exposed, Biden's being exposed, the media is being exposed. It's just it's like walking into a strip club for the Democrats. You see it all, man. They're bearing all of how ugly this thing is, and a lot of those strippers aren't that great. But what were you going to say, man?
Nothing. I was listening.
What? No. Bearing all. We're horrible. But no, I mean, it's like, and the way that they've been distracting us is through fear porn. I hate to keep using sexual references on Plausible Foolishness, but it is what it is, man. Like, we're being distracted by this idea that we are going to die from a virus that, I mean, trust me, 13,000 people is, whoa, don't touch me there. Sorry, it's like a delay, so I don't But, I mean, the reality is this, like, I totally understand people dying is a sad, sad thing, but the same people that are freaking out to the fear porn right now, woefully or, like, purposefully ignore the fact that 50,000 people die from the flu every year. 47,000 people die from pneumonia every year. Almost 40,000 people die in car accidents every year. It's like, what is it? Like almost 50,000 people die from opioid addiction every single year. And we don't talk about that. We don't talk about the other thing is we've shut down the economy to quell the anxiety of all these people. And guess what? Every time unemployment hits, there's a fun stat for you. Every time unemployment hits 10%, 40,000 people die. Every single time.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about, the reality.
We're not talking about the suicides and the people who are losing like health insurance from their jobs.
Yep.
All the unintended consequences.
Yeah.
Which is always the government line.
Yeah.
These are the unintended consequences of our, our intentions were good and noble. Your intentions mean exactly squat.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
The results are all that matters.
Always, every time.
Especially when we're talking about things like this.
Yeah.
Grand scale things like this.
Yep. I mean, you're grand scaling
on a personal level, me to you, my intentions can mean something.
Sure.
But when we're talking about grand scale, countrywide, unintended consequences, sorry, your intentions mean squat.
Diddly piss.
Yes. I want to quote Tommy Lee Jones in Men in Black.
Okay.
It means exactly dick.
100%. Lots. we're big time swinging it today. I love it. But yeah, man. But yeah, dude. I just think that there's a lot of things that are being exposed. I think that if people are actually paying attention to what's going on, I think they're going to wake up to it. And at the end of the day, I think that when this all plays out, and I'm not going to try to project numbers or be a prognosticators, but the problem is this: if this thing doesn't hit 50,000 deaths, there's going to be a lot of questions that come from a lot of people. Why did we selectively choose this disease? And if you give me it spreads so fast. I mean, I get it. So if that's the theory, then the problem is a lot of people already have it that don't even show symptoms of it. And why did we shut down our entire economy? Because we thought everyone was going to die when they didn't. So,
and also all the early doom and gloom predictions have all been reassessed.
yeah, the CDC just came out. I remember, what is it, 3 days ago, and I made a video about this on TikTok. Guys, like 240,000 people are going to die. I was like, it would require it to get 61 times worse than it is now. 61 times. So you're going to tell me that we can't figure out some things to slow this thing down before 240,000 deaths? Give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say it, but it just is what it is.
The other part is, these medicines, like this malaria treatment, that with the studies out of France that supposedly saw 100%, if not very close to 100%.
Yeah.
Reversion.
Yep.
And
well,
but like he's an all they want to they don't care that there might be a possible treatment.
No.
It's so ridiculous.
It's fearful. The media wants the media wants two things. Okay, they want us to stop talking about Hong Kong success. They did. We stopped talking about Hong Kong. Okay. Mm-hmm. Which is what the Chinese overlords wanted us to do. They wanted something to pin on Trump. That failed miserably. And they don't want an actual cure, because if we find a cure before the election, it's going to go on Trump, because they've attributed all the fault on Trump. So once he figures out what's going on, now it's a virus, you're probably not going to find a cure for it. But if you find
this isn't a cure for it. It's just it aids your body in doing what it needs to do. And actually, I mean, well, malaria is a bacteria, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so, but it at least aids your immune system, and we've seen, there are studies that show great results.
Yeah.
Why not just freaking try it?
Okay,
why? How is this an opportunity to lambaste Trump?
Because
this only makes you look like you don't care.
Yeah,
you'll use anything, and you will hurt as many people as necessary to tear down this man.
Yeah. So here's the question. I got a couple questions on TikTok. So first of all, you're comparing apples to oranges. I'm comparing death rates and how they're not reported, because you're panicking right now about 13,000 people dying, which is a lot of people, but you're ignoring that in the same amount of time the flu's killed almost 20,000 people. You're ignoring that. You're ignoring the fact that car crashes happen every single day. You're ignoring the fact that people die from pneumonia all the time. And the biggest one that nobody ever wants to talk about is how many kids are aborted in America every single day. Congratulations, Corona, Tom Hanks' disease, you got to 13,000 deaths. The problem, though, is we kill about that many kids in 6 days in America in abortions. But you don't hear a word about that. Now, here's the second thing. But the U.S., the spread of the U.S. is the worst. You know why? Because we honestly report facts. Let me repeat that. We honestly report facts. Let me say that really slow one more time. We honestly report facts. If anyone believes the China numbers, you're high.
Oh my gosh, he said it. I was going to ask you. You can't be saying that China does not report accurately. You can't possibly be saying that.
The problem is every liberal out there is like, well, I mean, China and dude, time out. You really think that China's accurately reporting their numbers? Yeah. They're not.
That in ground zero. Okay, let's get this. So what is the coronavirus? It's an upper respiratory infection, right?
Yes.
It attacks the respiratory system.
Yep.
Okay, so in China, ground zero for the virus, right? Where almost every male smokes and has been smoking since he was a child. Okay. Where they live in severe smog conditions because China don't care about the environment. That their numbers only hit 83,000 in ground zero with billions of people.
Yes.
With a population of a billion.
Yes. Now here's the other thing too. So I gotta check some liberal logics. So I never said that the American numbers were wrong. I said that we accurately report numbers. Did I say that 3 times really slow for the liberals? That we actually accurately report numbers. The funny thing is, since we've accurately reported those numbers, the death rate is 3%, which means what's the opposite of death? What is that again?
Life.
Life. So if you're not dying, you're surviving? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 97% survival rate. Now, here's another number that's accurately reported. We have 50,000 deaths due to flu every year. And you don't say anything about it. You still go to basketball games, baseball games. You still go everywhere. But you're hyper concerned about this virus, the Tom Hanks Wuhan China flu, because the media told you to. Because the media doesn't like Orange Man. They need something to stick to Orange Man. You're panicking, freaking out, wearing masks, losing your mind for something that hasn't even hit the flu numbers yet. Now, here's the other reality of the situation. So the other liberals that are on the page are saying, well, the other countries are reporting their numbers accurately. And what's their death count, by the way? Have you seen Italy's ratio? It's like way higher than ours.
Mm-hmm.
Way higher. Now, their population's different, just like you talked about, smoking, elderly, all that fun stuff like that.
They have a lot more elderly.
But you know why the media is not talking about that? They'll just say what the death number is and then walk away from it.
Yeah, for sure. Because
it exposes the national healthcare system of theirs.
Yeah.
Our private industry, our private medical industry, is winning this better than any other country. We don't have to hide our numbers. We can accurately report our numbers. Okay? And the funny thing is we look better for it because guess what? We have way more cases because we actually are testing for it, and we have less deaths.
What?
But Orange Man bad. Liberal logic. Anywho, man. But yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
For sure. It's
Crazy.
frustrating.
You can't. Well, here's the thing I've been saying all week on TikTok is you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, you can only expose liberal logic so many times, so many different ways. And we do it so well on this show that is Plausible Foolishness. That's on twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. That's twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness. At some point, the beautiful thing is this, and I hate to use another Jesus reference, but we're Pontius Pilate, man. We wipe our hands clean if they're stupid at this point. You can only do so much, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You can only tell them so much, especially with Easter coming up, by the way. And Jesus is risen, by the way.
Amen.
That's awesome, man. That just warmed my heart. But long story short is this: we can only show, what is it? The Matrix. They say the Matrix. I can show you the door. You're the one that has to walk through it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the media is dragging you everywhere else but there. Period. They're taking you everywhere but the truth. They don't want to expose China, because that's where they get their money from in the media in Hollywood. Okay, the media is controlled by 6 companies. Look it up. 6 major companies that are heavily backed by China. Okay, they don't want to piss off the Chinese overlords. Hollywood doesn't want to piss off the Chinese overlords. They've got to keep giving them movies that they like. Okay, period. That's been exposed numerous times on the show and every other avenue. Okay. They've successfully done the bidding of China. They got rid of Hong Kong, and they found a way to make Orange Man bad because Orange Man made China look bad in all these trade deals. Let's get real with ourselves. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, just thinking about it, just reality check, that this whole situation, at some point you got to smell a rat. You know what I mean? At some point you got to smell a rat. At some point you got to check the diaper. Okay, if my little girl runs around with a poopy diaper, guess what? Exactly. You can only get whiffs of the stupidity before you got to change something. But that's liberal logic. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, dude, really good show today, man.
I agree.
I think we rocked and rolled again. What do we got?
At the beginning of the show, Dusty wanted to talk about.
Wait. Dusty?
Yeah, Dusty.
Well, you know what? Dusty's one of our biggest Patreons, so I will give Dusty.
He's actually our only Patreon. And
No. He's our
and our
greatest
biggest.
patron.
Yes.
It's our greatest Patreon. Stop the presses. All right, Dusty, what do you got, bro?
Well, he was asking about. He said, "Do you want to talk about the dying comic book industry?" So I want to ask him: did he have a specific point or question or something about that?
Hey, let me sign off of TikTok to make these guys come over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness, okay?
Right on.
Before we
Go
get
for it.
into that. All right, listen, if you're on TikTok right now, I love you guys so much and I appreciate you for following. But you got to head over to Twitch right now, twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. That's twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. You get to get the foolishness part of the show, and you're going to hear some very amazing insights from me and the mad scientist, Big Matt. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you head over there. Make sure you give us a like, give us a subscribe, and if you really like us, if you really, really like us, give us that follow because we love you. Head over to twitch.tv/plausiblepoolishness. See you guys later. Cool, man. Let's do this, bro. Now, let's get into comics. Dusty, hit him with it, bro. I want to hear it.
I'm waiting for him to respond.
What?
Yeah.
We're
Well,
Dusty
I
Goodbye.
know what they're. I mean, we talked about Snowflake and Safe Space, the two newest characters go into the new Warriors. That's ridiculous. Oh man, they got us. They got us.
Got us.
But I know DC is hurting. AT&T is possibly looking to sell them off.
I would.
Marvel's numbers aren't great, but they do all kinds of shiesty maneuvers in the market. But yeah, Diamond Distributing is okay. So yeah. Oh wow, I didn't know it was filing Chapter 11. Okay, so Diamond Distributors.
What?
Do you know what Diamond Distributors is?
No, I don't. Educate me.
So basically, Marvel and DC, they're the printing houses, and Diamond Distributor is the way that they get it all to the resellers.
Okay.
So if you are a comic book shop and you want to buy comic books, you go to Diamond, and Diamond fulfills the orders from what Marvel prints. They're the in between. Apparently, they're filing Chapter 11.
Oops.
In the middle of this.
Oops.
TMS Laughter, welcome to the Rube Empire.
Oh,
Thank you for
TMS
the follow.
Laughter. Oh, or is that TM Slaughter? What is
TM
that?
Slaughter. Yeah, you're right.
TM
Slaughter. Can't spell slaughter without laughter.
TM, listen. If you really like us, really like us, go ahead and give us a subscribe. Sorry, I got to do that every time now. We got to do Creepy Joe. This is what Creepy Joe looks like. Oh yeah, give us a follow.
You're not you didn't sniff enough.
Didn't sniff enough?
Yeah, you got to be like, you smell real nice.
You're looking purty today.
You smell real nice.
I
think you
smell
want to subscribe.
Real nice. Yeah, so the distributor.
Slaughter said you gotta lick the camera.
Oh, jeez. That would be awkward. That'd be odd. What if my wife walked in if I was doing that? Like, I'd be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It'd be like
that's one of those.
State Farm commercal.
Yeah.
Who's Karen?
Yeah.
What are you wearing, Karen? Khakis. Sorry, man. I had to do it.
Yeah.
So
Basically, the Diamond Distributor is closed down, and because of the same reasons that everything else is closed down. Comic books aren't essential.
Yeah.
And they have nothing. They don't. There's like. The comic book industry has been doing bad for so long that they really have nothing to hold them over,
Yeah.
And so now they're filing Chapter 11, and
oops.
yeah, and this is all because you go woke, you go broke. So yeah, it's a shame, but they deserve it. Meanwhile, Ethan Van Sciver in Comicsgate is he's doing a Cyberfrog 2. Wrecked Planet campaign on Indiegogo, and he's already over $400,000.
Wait, just for himself?
Yeah, just for himself. So like he started All Caps Comics, and so he's back in the '90s. He did a couple issues of a character owned or a creator owned character named Cyberfrog,
Okay.
and now he's doing like full, graphic novels. I bought the first one. I'm gonna buy the second one, and like the first one made probably $1 million. He did like multiple campaigns, so like the first one probably did like about 500,000, then he did like a variant cover one that made like 300,000. Just to like, some people bought multiples because they want to support. Others, wanted to get in on the first campaign, but it ran out. So here's their opportunity to get the comic book. I just found out about it. It made like $1 million. I mean, the campaign made like $1 million. I don't know how much of that he took home, but like I know he's rolling it over into into a business.
Now, is he selling? Is he distributing just online, or is he actually doing
it's through Indiegogo?
Okay.
So
it's digital.
No. I have a physical copy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm only half nerd. Okay.
No. It's a print. You get a legit graphic novel, and
Nice.
so this is the sequel to the first one. The first one was called Blood Honey,
Okay.
and the second one's called Wrecked Planet, and it's he's probably been doing it for it's less than a month, and he's already over $400,000.
That's crazy.
And
man.
then there's other creators in the Comicsgate movement that are. I don't know if they're doing as big numbers as Ethan, because Ethan is pretty well known. I mean, he was the artist for Green Lantern for quite some time, and
Okay.
he's done a bunch of other stuff as well. So he's pretty well known in the industry, and he's he basically got kicked out because he made the mistake of saying that he was a Trump supporter, And so now
How
he gets
dare
he basically gets attacked all day for being racist, homophobic, blah 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 blah. This is the usual nonsense.
Yeah.
And but killing it. That's why
Killing
they're
it.
pissed at him, because he's killing it.
Yeah.
He's pulling numbers he's pulling 90s numbers
Yeah.
in 2020 when they're pulling nothing.
Yeah. Because he doesn't need them. You know what I mean? And a lot of the problem is the big clunky. Go ahead.
Well, it's because he's like his show. He does his YouTube channel. He doesn't talk about politics. He talks. He bashes SJWs all day because their ideology is nonsense and it's ruining comic books. But his ideas for the comic book industry are not, we need more pro-Trump comics. It's we need good comics, and we need to leave politics to the side because that's not entertainment.
What?
It's not entertaining, and you alienate half your audience that way.
But politics is everything. Everything.
No. That's an incorrect statement. The real statement is everything is politics.
Oh. Oh. Interesting.
Also, that's bullcrap.
Yeah. 100%.
Everything is not politics. Go cram it up your. Cram it with walnuts, honky.
You make the bowl side, and then the crap out the back. You know what I mean? That's funny, man. Dude, that's crazy. I just think the big old bureaucracies are just they're killing themselves. They're destroying themselves, and they don't. The problem here's the biggest problem what I see in Hollywood and just the comic industry and just in general. The reality is this.
Deep State said Greta is producing a comic book series that will revitalize the industry. Stay tuned.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
fighting the weather monster.
Yeah, that's what Baba Yaga said. Greta fighting the weather monster.
How dare you? But yeah, I mean, the here's my thing is, L.A., Hollywood, the media, they honestly believe that the world is Twitter, and it's not. The world is not Twitter. You can get a Twitter mob, but they all live in Los Angeles or New York. They don't live in normal America. Nobody cares about gender pronouns. Nobody really cares about, no offense, the weather monster. No, nobody cares. Like, Trump doesn't affect people's lives that much. He really does not.
No,
You know what I mean?
the federal government has never.
It doesn't affect you that much.
You know?
The only effects that you've felt is the fact that we've had to shut things down, and then before that, the Tax Cuts and Job Act that gave you back more money every single month.
Taxes are the main thing that affect you every day.
Yeah.
That come from the federal government. There's the regulations out there, and there's educational requirements that get blah blah blah. But when you boil it all down, it's really taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, taxes is the reason that I started making myself more aware.
Mm-hmm.
Taxes, war, can affect you, especially if you're in the army.
Yeah.
And then that's about it.
That's it.
But while on the city level, there's a lot more that affects you.
Sure.
But all of our focus is on the federal government.
Donald
Trump. It's not the way it was intended to be.
Orange man.
The most important election, and I'm guilty of this. I don't pay attention to it, but the most important election really is your county and city elections.
Speaking of local government, we called out our local senator here in Orlando.
Yeah, you did.
On our Instagram. No, we did because
that's true. It's us.
We did it together. No, we had some big news here in Orlando. Linda Stewart, who's running for the state representative position here in Florida, went on TV and proclaimed that she was going to have printed out packets for unemployment here in Florida because nobody can get on the unemployment site. Like, nobody can get on it.
Mm-hmm.
She was going to have them outside of her office for the people. Okay? And not only was it in the TV on the news channel, but it was in print media as well for their website. Well, Uncle Ray was in the neighborhood, and I wanted to just see if that was true. Now, keep in mind, she puts this out there on the Friday news. I show up on Saturday to see if Miss Linda Stewart had actually followed through on her campaign promise, and to my surprise, Matt,
she had.
No, she actually didn't. Not at all.
Oh.
Doors were locked.
But she said on the news that...
Yeah. But she said on the news. And the news, Wesh 2 News here in Orlando, printed that she did it. She's a great politician. And then you show up and magically it didn't happen. And Uncle person that you don't know, some random person sent me a video to Plausible Foolishness. I have no clue who that was. Videotaping the fact that there was nothing there and calling Miss Stewart out and calling out Wesh 2 News for the fake news that they had just published, which commanded a little bit of an action from our state representative that nobody knows about.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's a great question. Dusty, that's a great question. Why don't local elections allow us to see how they voted? Because, one, we don't demand it, and we don't care. Like, literally, if I hadn't gone to Linda Stewart's office to see if she actually followed through on what she promised that she would, the reality is this: she would have never put anything outside of her office, and that would have stayed positive for her for this entire election cycle. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. That's how it goes. Oh, yeah, Andrew Gillum. Yeah, Andrew Gillum. That's the other thing. Like, nobody talks about Andrew Gillum. He was the darling of the Democratic Party. He was on freaking...
he was Obama 2.0.
Obama 2.0. And it got squashed really quick that the dude got caught, at a gay orgy with, a gay prostitute methed out. You know what I mean? And no arrests were made and so on and so forth. The problem is, especially in Florida, I have to speak to Florida here. We are so happy living where we live and going to the beaches and living in Disney and living in the Magic Kingdom and doing all these other things. Sorry, man. Listen, those of us who live here in the great state of Florida, okay, and enjoy this place, we don't sit around and demand things from our politicians, and that goes across the board everywhere. Like, we don't call out those things. You know what I mean? Imagine if Gillum partied with. True that, man. I don't know, man, but. That's America right now, man. That's what we got to do. But that's why Plausible Foolishness exists, to expose this bullcrap, to expose the reality, and hopefully.
The funny thing is like, as soon as you posted it, she was atting you.
Immediately. immediately.
Yeah,
Immediately.
all day. I got interns out there making prints. You can also print it from this website, etc., etc. But we didn't get the response that they were there and ready to be picked up until like late in the afternoon, and you posted it early in the morning.
Yeah, I posted it early in the morning. The undisclosed reporter that's working for the
Well, you posted it. I mean, they sent it to you.
Yes, but I posted it early in the morning. And the reality of the situation is they didn't respond till later on that afternoon. You know what I mean? Which is hilarious, but they would have let that whole weekend go by and not have any of that out there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if that's true in those cases, how many times do these politicians show up to some charity event, do a photo op, and then bounce? Yeah. How often do they do this stuff? And we believe this crap, and they use this stuff as a campaign positive deal. Because if I wouldn't have done that, the undisclosed person wouldn't have done that, she would have used that as a campaign, a banner part of her campaign. She's like, I was at the forefront printing out unemployment applications for people, and you know what I mean. No, you didn't. You had to get called out for that to happen. So, but America, it is what it is. America, Jesus, freedom. So, anywho, bro, it's getting late, man. I got to eat some cookies and go to bed, man. You know what I mean?
Aren't you outside your window?
No, man. Listen, I'm inside now. I'm big time now. I made it inside. Now that the world has changed, I have an office inside. So I'm inside the world now, bro. So, it is what it is.
All right.
Guys, thank you so much for following us at Plausible Foolishness. Thank you so much for your support on this live page every single Wednesday. You guys are the reason we keep coming back every single day. Obviously, we love the fact that you're interacting with us. I love the fact that you give us great ideas. We really value and appreciate you. And we appreciate you for letting these two yokels from normal America give you the reality when nobody else will, man. So we really appreciate it, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for everybody that followed and subscribed today. That really helps out our cause and helps us do what we've got to do. And thank you so much for following us. If you really, really, really like us, make sure that you hit us up on Patreon. Thank you so much, thank you, Dusty, for your sponsor of this show. It keeps the lights going and gives us time to do what we've got to do and really build this bad boy, because eventually we want to take over the world, because we are the premier political channel on Twitch right now, and we want to keep dominating and expanding faster than the universe, man. So thank you so much for following us tonight, and final thoughts, Big Matt. What do you got, bro? Final thoughts.
Like I said earlier in the beginning of the show, the quarantine is not constitutional.
Not even close.
We don't. They have no authority to keep us from assembling peaceably.
That's true.
They don't. Now, might it be a good suggestion to do so? Sure, and I'll take suggestions, and I'll do with it as I please, because I'm an American, and beyond that, I'm a human being, and my rights come from God. So, yeah, that's where I'm sitting these days.
I feel you. Well, I'm about to open up that door and be exposed to Tom Hanks' flu. So, love you guys so much, and hope you have a good night. See y'all.
Yeah. Peace.
Bye.